All right, everybody, what's going on? It's Matty here, and serious topic to get into, so there's no better way to just get it started than just to attack it directly and say, Monster Cheese, baby! If you're not having Monster Cheese in your wraps and your sandwiches, unsubscribe! I don't want to hear about Swiss American cheese. This is a Monster House, baby! Let's go! Why are some people subscribing to me? Salutations, everybody. It is Matty here today, and on a more serious note, today we are talking about the future of BioWare. More in particular, we're not talking about Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Star Wars: The Old Republic. We're talking about Anthem. This is a topic we visited a couple of weeks ago because reports came in through Bloomberg's Jason Schreier that EA and BioWare were going to get together and review what is Anthem Next. For those unfamiliar, Anthem Next is a rework of Anthem, a game that came out multiple years ago. Quite honestly, I don't even remember the release date of this game. But it came out, it flopped, it felt like a major disconnect from what BioWare once was. Even with Mass Effect Andromeda really factored in, it felt like between the main story and the endgame content, it was two separate things, and there wasn't enough to sustain this game. It was pretty fun to play, it felt good, reminded you a lot of being like Iron Man, it was fluid, fun, but the content there and the story there was a far cry from anything we'd ever expect from BioWare. So the game flopped, and then eventually we looked into Anthem Next, a relaunch of the game, sort of trying to replicate what No Man's Sky did, what 76 is doing to some extent of this bounce back attempt. And it looks like we got our answer on where that's going. So we're going to read through a BioWare blog post. I'll share some thoughts afterwards, but for now, let's read. Anthem Update is the title of the BioWare blog post, and this comes from Christian Daly. Starts off by saying, "Friends, in the spirit of transparency and closure, we wanted to share that we've made the difficult decision to stop our new development work on Anthem, aka Anthem Next. We will, however, continue to keep the Anthem live service running as it exists today." So, there's no other way to say this. No one's really playing it, but if you're interested and you want to get a couple friends together, it's on Game Pass. Yeah, sure, why not? Go for it. But like I said, not many people playing it. Since Anthem's launch, the team has been working hard to continuously improve the game, releasing multiple updates that brought with them a variety of improvements and introduced new content to play. Towards the end of 2019, we expanded on that effort and started working on a more fundamental restructure of the game. During the development, we've provided updates revealing some of the team's work through blog posts and conversations with you on social media, and it's been inspiring for us to see the positive reactions and feedback. I've been incredibly proud of the work the team has been doing and excited to see and play each new build of the experience. So I gotta be honest, when I saw the blog post, I always kept my eye on Anthem, and I never saw anything super substantial that went, oh, this is gonna be what reworks the game. Like, in a lot of ways, it was just that, a failed experiment and nothing more, and it would have required severe amounts of work to kind of unbake everything that was in the game and then redo things. So a lot of it, what they showed on blog posts were restructuring of mechanics and how loot would work, those types of subtle things that play a bigger factor in the end game than anything, but not enough where I think it would pull in a massive player base right off the bat. Like many studios, you've probably heard this one before, 2020 was a year unlike any other. And while we continue to make progress against our game projects at BioWare, working from home during the pandemic has had an impact on our productivity, and not everything we had planned as a studio before COVID-19 can be accomplished without putting undue stress on our teams, which is important to note because BioWare has been known for crunch culture in the past. I know this will be disappointing to the community of Anthem players who have been excited to see the improvements we've been working on. It's also disappointing for the team who are doing brilliant work, and for me personally, Anthem is what brought me to BioWare, and the last 2 years have been some of the most challenging and rewarding experiences of my career. So yes, I am clearly not a fan of Anthem at all. You can go back and watch an old video of mine right when Anthem was announced on why I thought no one should be excited for it, because as I've said in this video, it was a far cry away from anything BioWare has done. Like, I argue that, quite frankly, Mass Effect Andromeda did more damage than Anthem, because Anthem was its own thing, whereas Mass Effect to me just symbolized like, hey, this is this very popular thing that you care about, and we did a very poor job with it, and then we released it anyway. Where Anthem was more so a sign of BioWare just not knowing what they were doing and having really poor management at the helm. That was a very poor sign of the struggles that BioWare was going through, and we'll talk about that as well in a little bit. But as it stands personally, you know, I know it's easy to point and laugh if you don't like the game is what I'm getting at, but at the end of the day, a lot of people at BioWare, I don't have it on my own personal authority, but from what I'm reading online from people who are in contact with folks from BioWare, there was a hope that You know, they had a No Man's Sky type of bounce back, or Fallout 76 to some extent, a little bit of a bounce back, and gained a player base through it, and they couldn't get the job done. And yeah, that's probably frustrating because whether we like it or hate it, and it clearly was rushed in a lot of ways when they actually decided what the name of the game was and when they were going to release it, you know, people put time and effort into it at the end of the day. To wrap it up, and this is mostly going to be the focus of our conversation, game development is hard. Decisions like these are not easy. Moving forward, we need to laser focus our efforts as a studio and strengthen the next Dragon Age and Mass Effect titles while continuing to provide quality updates to Star Wars: The Old Republic. To the Anthem community, thank you for your passion and creativity. Your feedback and suggestions most certainly help shape the team's direction, and on a personal note, your kindness and encouragement were much needed last year. So there you have it. The Anthem experiment has concluded. Now it's on to Dragon Age, Mass Effect, and Star Wars: The Old Republic, and that's where I want to shift this conversation to. I think it's the right call at the end of the day. I know a lot of people at BioWare are probably upset about this. They were looking for that bounce back, but I'm sorry, I don't think this was the right call in the first place, and at the end of the day, I think Mass Effect and Dragon Age are far more valuable than a healthy Anthem. Not only that, and this may sound weird at first, but now BioWare doesn't have a backdoor plan. They don't go ahead and say, oh, we got this really successful online game, we're fine. They have to make Dragon Age work. They have to make Mass Effect work. They have to nail these games. They have to get them right. And to me, sometimes a company works best when their back is against the wall. You need an example? Let's take a look at Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, a game that absolutely changed the game's industry. I'm not saying BioWare is suddenly going to shift what open world RPGs are with Dragon Age 4, but I think we could see a really strong bounce back from them. There is certainly potential there, and they've been listening to feedback, and I'm not going to act like a fool and be, oh my god, it's going to be amazing, but I have some hopes for them. I have some hopes that they've listened to feedback where Inquisition had some good storytelling moments, but now we have a different set of leads on Dragon Age 4, and it's not going to be MMO directors, which doesn't get you the hinterlands from Inquisition, because the story moments are great. So for me, what is clear here is more hands are going to be on deck for Dragon Age 4. That's super important. That game, to me, needs to be nailed. It needs to, at the bare minimum, be a good game. Does it have to knock your socks off? I'd love that. But it has to be, at the bare minimum, a good game. Same thing for Mass Effect Legendary Edition, okay? Remasters with remake elements in them, they clearly are not easy to do, and you can mess them up enough to have yourself Halo Master Chief Collection. While that is absolutely one of the best value packages in Xbox Game Pass, and it's something that you have to own if you're already on Xbox or on PC, yeah, it's phenomenal now, but when it launched, it was broken. Like, it was completely a disaster, and that was a remaster package. So my thoughts are, it would be super, super disappointing and deflating if BioWare came out and launched a busted Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Like, that game also needs to be nailed. I know a lot of people feel safe and secure with that game because the story's done, the writing's done. You know that stuff is, at least in my opinion, gonna be good. But yeah, you can mess up a remaster. You can mess up a port. That absolutely can happen, or remake elements. Look at that game 13. That shit sucked. So honestly, it's very well possible that BioWare, they could mess it up, and I don't want to put bad energy, bad vibes out there. I'm just saying, realistically thinking, these projects may look easy from the outside, but having more hands on deck, because now they're not going to be stretched out between 3 things, technically 4, including Star Wars: The Old Republic. That's good news. Now you can hone it in and focus on what I think are your dominant franchises. I know some may think, Natty, you're biased. You like Dragon Age, you like Mass Effect, you don't like Anthem. So shut the hell up, dude. But no, at the end of the day, I think these franchises build them up more and they take them down more. Anthem sucked. That's its own thing. I think Andromeda pulled them down way, way more with the crunch stories that came out about it. It just was not a good look. Whereas Anthem was a clear sign of mismanagement. I know a lot of people are going to look at this story and go, oh, EA, they suck, they're terrible. And hey, I'm inclined to agree, but guess what? EA gave BioWare 6 to 7 years to figure this game out, and even more so after the launch, to try a relaunch. You know, to all of EA's awful things they've done, they were extremely patient with BioWare figuring this out. And even when they did announce it, no one knew what the name was going to be. Anthem was a last-minute name. So EA definitely gave BioWare a fair amount of time to figure things out. It's just that BioWare's work culture and its leadership did not get the job done. And like I said, the crunch culture that took over, that hurt too. So these are more deep-rooted issues than just a game concept. But at the end of the day, I feel like the damage is mostly done with Andromeda, because you take this amazing series and go, hey, you like this thing, right? Here's a turd. Now, let's talk a little bit about Star Wars: The Old Republic, the black sheep within the BioWare set of studios, right? Everyone talks about BioWare's Mass Effect and Dragon Age, but I don't think anyone talks nearly enough about Star Wars: The Old Republic. I mean, this is the year, right? This is the year of the Old Republic, I believe. I mean, literally every Star Wars game has been ported from Episode 1 Racer. I'm sorry, I forgot. There was a huge audience for that, right? Yeah, everyone's playing that. To Bounty Hunter. Now we're seeing, of course, Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. We just saw Republic Commando get a release date for April. Literally, the universe is fucking with me. They just want to put every Star Wars game out, and then they'll do KOTOR. But point being is KOTOR is obviously next in line, and we know that we have a new Old Republic reboot, remake on its way through Aspire. That's gonna happen. We don't know if that's gonna happen this year in the terms of an announcement, but something's gonna be there, right? There's gonna be something with the Old Republic. We know a show's in the making. A movie trilogy has reportedly been in the making, so something's rumbling with the Old Republic. Now is the time. Do a Star Wars: The Old Republic relaunch. Get this game going again, right? There is support there. There's a healthy player base there, and it's a damn good game. I really do enjoy it. I was closed-minded to this game for years, but now is the time, right? Now is the time. Get that thing on consoles. I know it's a hotbar game, right? You got the side hotbars, you got the bottom hotbars, 20,000 plus abilities to sift through. I get it. It'll be a HUD nightmare, and mapping it on a controller will be tough. But what if you did keyboard mouse support on consoles? What if you actually managed to map it to a controller, right? Where you held the D-pad and then all the triggers and face buttons for right D-pad and then X, triangle, square, circle, and so on and so forth were for all different abilities. And that's how you activated them in combat. Like, there's definitely ways to work around it. I would love to see them try to figure out getting Star Wars: The Old Republic on consoles. I think that, alongside a relaunch with some big content, call attention to this game again, right? Because it's kind of gotten the back seat for a while. It got major expansions, and then things slowed down. They re-released it on Steam, which is great. That kind of revitalized the player base, and there's certainly interest there because, I mean, anecdotally speaking, when I went ahead and posted my 2020 review for the game, it did really well, over 250,000 views. So I was really happy with that, and it shows that people are open to this game, and they're open to a Star Wars MMO. They just need more, right? They need to see BioWare's belief in that. And I think if I'm EA, and you know, honestly, maybe I'm a little biased because I like the Old Republic, but I'm looking at Anthem and the Old Republic, deciding, hey, what's going to be our live service game? Dude, go in on Star Wars: The Old Republic. Star Wars is about to boom again, right? Star Wars is about to be exciting. Maybe not because EA doesn't own it anymore, right? They don't have the exclusive rights, but that makes it all the more enticing because when EA does something with Star Wars, it'll actually be unique, not just another EA Star Wars game. So I think personally, while this sucks for a lot of people at BioWare, this was the right choice at the end of the day. This definitely makes for a better situation for a lot of their other games that need focus, that need attention. But yeah, it is unfortunate for those who were excited for Anthem for a relaunch and saw potential in it. But these are just my opinions on not only BioWare's Anthem, but also Munster cheese and a wrap, right? We got some ham in here, I think some honey mustard. I mean, man, so good. But besides cheese, let me know what you're thinking in the comments down below, all right? Other than that, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. And a big thank you to all the patrons, all the members who continue to support the heck out of this Munster cheese loving creator here. And I'll talk with all of you soon. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.